No phones, no plans, no adults involved. Just three little boys following their hearts. One wagon, two car seats, three boys. What happened next restored the faith in brotherhood, common sense, and lessons taught by parents. What they put inside left adults in giggles. They thought they were just going for a wagon ride. No one expected such a powerful reaction from their parents. If only their parents had known they were, well, leaving. This would become the wagon ride that stopped a neighborhood. Three little boys, one wagon load loaded full of love, all on a beautiful Mother's Day morning. Sometimes the biggest lessons about love come from the smallest people on the street. Call your mom. Happy Mother's Day. Our title today is A Sweet Mother's Day Wagon Ride. Welcome to Dream Builders Diaries, building dreams one story at a time. And I'm Jeannie Kraft. Here at Dream Builders Diaries, we dive deep into the personal stories of entrepreneurs and artists and innovators and everyday visionaries, just like you. We believe that every dream starts with a story worth telling, and by sharing these stories, we aim to empower you to create your own dream and the story behind it. So before we get started, grab a paper and a pencil if you don't already have one. Inspiration, ideas, and dreams come and go very quickly. Jot yours down and don't let it get away. When the three little boys quietly loaded car seats into a wagon, their parents had no idea where they had gone. They had disappeared, but the neighborhood saw the wagon rolling by. The fate of a mother is to wait for her children. You wait for them as you anticipate every stage of their lives. Waiting for children is basically the job of a mother. This is the story of a mother who anticipated waiting for her children to get out of bed, but suddenly found herself looking for her children. This is not a bad mom. No, as a matter of fact, she's a very good mom. She had taught her children about safety in the most important of ways. This is what happened. Early on a spring Sunday morning in May, this mother went to check on her children, her three boys. The oldest, just 5 already. How could that be? It seems like just yesterday she was bringing him home. He had a fairly rough start in life, not because of his parents, but he had had some unanticipated health problems from the beginning. Now, however, he had grown out of most of them, and he was very aware of his younger brothers, and he was kind to them most of the time. The second child was also a boy. Not that it would have made any difference, but this is a mom who had always seen herself as being blessed one more time, but this time with a girl. But, you know, two boys would make for fun times, and she decided that if she was blessed even one more time, she would ask the Lord for a daughter. Her second son really became the first son in a lot of ways, caring so much for his older brother because of his special needs. He was 2 years younger than his oldest sibling, but that never mattered. By the time the third child came along, there was much rejoicing. Since there are so few real surprises in life, this mom had decided she would wait until the moment of birth to find out the gender of her baby. The final child, another boy. Her first thought, I am the mother of three boys, my three sons. The morning had come with a little fanfare. Since it was Mother's Day, this mom was allowed to sleep in, and that is exactly what woke her with a startle. If there's one thing boy moms know, when it's quiet, there's probably trouble somewhere. Grabbing her robe, she lunged toward the closed door. Silence surrounded her. She glanced at the clock, 9:01 a.m. That's when she realized her husband was still in bed beside her. Get up, she shouted. Do you hear the boys? In his slumber, he simply rolled over and mumbled something like, Aren't they still in bed? No time for shoes or slippers. She dashed down the highway. The younger two boys shared a room, and that bedroom door was cracked open, and the other bedroom door flung wide open. Their rooms were filled with silence. She began to call out their names with no response. She got to the stairway and dashed down the stairs, calling their names again. No response. What the? She thought. The shrill of her voice was heard around every corner in the house. She frantically called their names over and over again. No response. Where could they be? She dashed down the stairs in the family room. The television was on with no sound, and that meant that her oldest had been down there some time in the morning. As she grabbed the remote, she noticed the volume on the remote was on 88, but on the sound bar, I was only at 3. So on the television, no sound was coming out, and that's why she couldn't hear the TV upstairs. Oh dear, she thought. She dashed up the stairs, meeting her husband on the landing. Have you seen them? He asked. No, she shouted. Do you know where they could be? Stopping for a heartbeat, all the places where they would hide came to mind. On rainy days, they would play hide and seek in the basement. You look in the basement and in the laundry room closet, she said, and I will look in the garage. Do you think anyone would steal 3 boys, do you? Asked her husband. Do you think so? Our 3 boys? No way on God's green earth, she said. The frightened part of her voice was the loudest now. Look, she said as she rounded the corner. The mom ran to the inside garage door, and it was cracked open. Beautiful morning sunshine flooded the garage as she yanked the door all the way open, but it was also silent. And that's when she saw it. The stool was pushed against the wall, in a perfect place for a little boy to reach the garage door opener. Well, that certainly explained the orangey hues on the pale walls of the garage, and everything looked normal, except she had remembered taking the car seats out of the cars to clean them. They were not where she had left them beside the car. What else, she thought? Who would take children and car seats? Tightening her robe, she looked out to see an empty driveway. Her heart sank. Where could they be? She then decided to get some clothes on because this hide and seek game had suddenly taken on a different venue. It was now all about the neighborhood and the great outdoors. Underwear, jeans, any old shirt, and tennis shoes. Her husband quickly dressed too. Grabbing the keys to the house and the car, the 2 of them headed out the garage door. The mother, as mothers will, took off running in one direction. Was this the direction of instinct, or was this the direction of desperation? Either way, it was the way she was headed. She decided to go quietly, as to not to alarm the neighbors, unless she had to. But, as she would learn later, it was too late. The neighbors had seen the boys. She raced to the corner where the cul-de-sac opened into their gaggle of 6 houses, and that's when she saw it. 1 red wagon, 2 car seats, and 3 little boys. The youngest 2 were actually sitting in their car seats and being pulled in the wagon by their oldest brother. I found them, she called to her husband, who was about 100 yards behind her. Relief poured into the street with the same intensity as the beautiful sunshine. How thoughtful of him to make sure that they were in their car seats. The parents ran to their offspring. What are you doing? They asked the children. And from the mouth of babes, we're going for a safe ride, Mama. Oh, how a mother loves her children, and oh, how children test their mother. 3 boys took a wagon ride no one expected. At first, it looked like kids playing outside. He pulled the wagon and he melted hearts, and everyone noticed the car seats in the wagon. As the wagon's wheels squeaked down the sidewalk, neighbors stopped to watch something unforgettably sweet. Happy Mother's Day. So, what is your biggest takeaway from our diary today? And how does this diary relate to how you set up your dream? This diary demonstrates the magic and secrets of compassion, love, and humor. The boys are all grown men now, and they still laugh when this story is told on Mother's Day. I also share this diary because this powerful diary celebrates the virtues of endurance and courage and the antics of very young children. Children are here on this planet to remind us to smile and laugh each day. Check out the other diaries in the Dream Setup playlist. Dreamers, believe in yourselves. Be passionate, work smart, know your why, and apply what you learn each day. As you ponder the source of your dream in this diary, I wish you well. I wish you an abundance of resources and knowledge, wisdom with your time and your future success with your dream. Enjoy life and always be kind. I want to leave you with a quotation. If you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. Eckhart Tolle. If you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. Eckhart Tolle. Special thanks to my family. This is a story about my 3 boys. There's special thanks to those of you who listen to Dream Builders Diaries regularly. I am grateful to you. The honor to spend time with you is all mine. If you don't have it yet, get your 90-day Dream Builders Diary on Amazon. Like and share. Subscribe for more. Contact us to share your story. Thank you so much. And until next time, building dreams one story at a time.